Same person. Same contributions every month for 30 years. Same market returns. Same discipline. $820,000 difference. One line, one number. Buried in a document most people have never read carefully. Fund expense ratio, 1%. You didn't approve it. You didn't negotiate it. You may not even know it exists. But it has been running, quietly, automatically, every single year since the day you opened the account. Before we go further, what is an expense ratio? 1% expense ratio means every year, 1% of your total balance is taken. Not from your contributions, not from your gains, from your total balance, regardless of whether the market went up or down. And here is the part that makes it invisible. The fee is not deducted from your account. It is built into the fund's daily net asset value. You never see a line that says, fee deducted. You simply see a slightly lower return than the market actually produced. The market returned 8%. Your account shows 7. The 1% gap doesn't appear anywhere visible. It was taken before the number was calculated. To understand why fees became this expensive and why most people are still paying them, you need to understand one man. Jack Bogle, financial analyst, 1975, Malvern, Pennsylvania. Bogle spent enough time inside the mutual fund industry to understand exactly how it worked. And what he could not stop thinking about was one fact. After fees, the average actively managed fund underperforms the market index. The market returns 10%. The fund charges 1.5%. The investor receives 8.5%. The market investor, who paid nothing, received 10%. Bogle's response was radical. He created the world's first index fund available to ordinary investors. A fund that simply owned every stock in the S&P 500. No manager, no research team, just the market, at the lowest possible cost. The financial industry called it Bogle's Folly. One competitor called it un-American. Today, the fund Bogle created manages over $1 trillion. Fees compound against you with the same relentless force that returns compound for you. Minimize the fee. Keep the compounding. Win. Now, the expense ratio is not the only fee. For many investors, it is not even the largest. Layer 1, the fund expense ratio, 0.03% for index funds, up to 1.5% or more for actively managed funds. Layer 2, the 12B1 fee, a marketing and distribution fee charged annually, used to pay the broker who recommended the fund to you. You are paying the commission for your own sale. Every year, indefinitely. Layer 3, the advisor AUM fee. If you pay a financial advisor 1 to 2% of assets under management annually, this stacks on top of the fund fees. 2.2% total annual drag on $500,000. $11,000 per year. Every year. Regardless of performance. Now the math. James, 45 years old. $180,000 in his 401k. $1,500 a month in contributions. 20 years until retirement. His fund's expense ratio, 1.2%. With 1.2% fee, net return 5.8%, over 20 years, $1,184,000. Without the fee, 7% return, same 20 years, $1,587,000. The gap, $403,000, from the same contributions, from the same market, from the same 20 years of discipline. Every dollar you pay in fees today is not $1. It is $7.61 of retirement wealth gone, because that dollar cannot compound. It was taken before the compounding began. Over 20 years, 90% of actively managed funds underperform a simple, low-cost index fund. Not because the managers are incompetent, because the fee is the obstacle. A fund that tracks the market perfectly but charges 1% more will always, permanently, mathematically, without exception, underperform the index by 1% per year. The fee is not a cost of doing business. The fee is the underperformance. How to find your fees right now. Log into your retirement account online. Find your fund holdings. For each fund, look for expense ratio, annual fund operating expenses, net expense ratio. That number, whatever it is what you are paying every year. Under 0.1%. Excellent. 0.1 to 0.5. Acceptable. 0.5 to 1%. Expensive. Run the 30-year math. Above 1%, verify the performance justifies the cost. It rarely does. 3 moves. 1. Audit your current funds. Log in. Find the expense ratios. Search your plan for index fund alternatives. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, iShares. Look for S&P 500 index fund. Expense ratio choice 0.03 to 0.15%. 2. Switch contributions first, then existing balance. Change your future contribution allocation to the low-cost index fund. For your existing balance, initiate a transfer. You are not timing the market. You are removing a cost. That is it. That is the entire move. James switches funds. Same contributions. Same market. New outcome. 1,571,000 instead of 1,184,000. He recovered $387,000 from one account change that took 5 minutes. 3. Review your advisor relationship. If you pay a percentage of assets under management, calculate what that fee has cost you. Ask, is the value I receive greater than the compounded cost of their fee? If you cannot identify specific value beyond picking funds, consider a fee-only advisor who charges a flat annual fee with no percentage of your assets. Jack Bogle spent 50 years trying to get ordinary investors to look at one number. Not the balance, not the return. The expense ratio. You cannot control what the market does. You cannot predict which stocks will outperform. But you can control this number. Log into your retirement account today. Find the expense ratio on every fund you own. If any fund is above 0.5%, find the index fund alternative. Switch your contributions. Then your balance. Jack Bogle died in 2019. His obituary in the Wall Street Journal estimated that his work saved American investors approximately $1 trillion in fees. $1 trillion. Given back? From a number most people never read. Your version of that number is on your statement right now. Go find it. Next time, we are going to talk about the retirement decision that most people make too early. And that costs them, on average, over $100,000. Social Security. Claim at 62. $1,800 per month. Claim at 70. $3,240 per month. When you factor in spousal benefits, survivor benefits, and inflation-adjusted growth, the difference between claiming at the wrong time and the right time can exceed $200,000 over a lifetime. Most people make this decision in their early 60s, under financial pressure without full information, and lock in a permanently lower benefit they can never change. Subscribe, because next time, before you make that call, you are going to want to know exactly what you are deciding.